Hi guys, this is Alice Bull from scrapbookwonderland.com and the ScrapHappy membership group. And I'm here today for an episode of Scrapbook Live. Basically, this is my chance to sit down and scrapbook and kind of show you how I approach scrapbooking, and hopefully you are getting crafty with me and scrapbooking alongside me, because that is the goal. Otherwise, you'll watch me scrapbook for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and this way, if you're scrapbooking with me, you'll get stuff done. And I can see that we've got a few people in the house, which is awesome. I've got my friend Jeanette and Sue. We've got Wynell and Heather, Deetra. Awesome. Somebody's listed as owner. I'm not sure who that is. Heather says, I'm cleaning the room. That's productive. That's awesome. So, as usual, I have my kit here from Gossamer Blue. I literally opened the tape and I haven't even peeked inside. So let's have a look. I'm so excited. Deetra says, good morning at work, but I'm happy that I can be part of the fun. Okay, so she's not scrapbooking, but she's at work. So in here I have my 2 kits, which I have not even opened. So this is all brand new and exciting. I have some pictures printed off on the side, and hopefully they'll work. Usually with the scrapbooking I do, it's a little bit flexible with what I'm working on, so I usually have something available. So let's have a look what's in the June main kit. And I have been loving the kits so much, and I find them really easy to scrapbook with, so that's been a major upside. Okay, so there's lots of lovely little goodies in here. And all of these are Gossamer Blue branded. So these aren't going to be things that you're bored of because you've seen them in stores a million times. They're not on your local scrapbook store if you actually happen to have a local scrapbook store still. And let's have a look what's in the packet. So there's a little pack with some rubber shapes. I'm going to come up here and I will show them off a little bit better. So we've got some rubber shapes in here. Fave and Explore, and there's an arrow. So that's going to be fun. Some little hearts and a little stamp set. And this one has, it says snippets of everyday life. There's a little heart, and then you've got like the little box here to fill in. It says like the details. There's a little spot for weather, and it has like little check boxes. Sunny, rainy, stormy, cloudy, windy, snowy. This morning I started off on my drive. Beautiful sunshine, absolutely gorgeous. And as I drove, it was raining and I saw the most miraculous rainbow. It was gorgeous. So even in the rain, there's something beautiful. And look at these enamel shapes, the little triangles, little stars. And I have to wonder, okay, so you guys, have you seen people making their own enamel shapes? And like they struggle. They've made them with like those little beads and melted them, or else they use the Nuvo drops, and like they're struggling to make them round. Like, look how perfectly round those are. Like, to me, I have some of the Nuvo drops, and I don't really plan to use them just as little drops. I kind of want to use them for like swirly other little things that I can design myself. But yeah, I'm always impressed when I see those shaped pieces, because I know how much of a struggle it is for people to make them. So these are little cork pieces, and they have like printing on them, which I think is cute. Love this. Adventure, fun times, and then all the little shapes. Good for travel. Love the little paper airplane. How sweet is that? And that's a recurring theme throughout this kit. So we've got adventure, there's a camera, there's that little paper airplane piece, little banners, and they say things like totally awesome, hello sunshine, happy memories, remember this, wild adventure together. You've got hearts, you've got those little pins that kind of say, look, we were here. And we've got a washi tape. This is like a page full of washi tape. And it's kind of nice because if you have washi tape like me, you have a gigantic collection that you're like probably never going to get through. This gives you enough to match with the projects that you're going to do with this paper, and then you don't have to store a ton of it afterwards. And let's have a look at the pretty papers that are in here. Okay, so we got this lovely kind of teal colored one with this design on it. And look at the pretty stuff on the back, colored arrows. Got some circle and dots, and on the back it's like squares with dots. Kind of cool. It's green on the one side, black and white on the other. This one is like this golden yellow color, like kind of what I would say is like a harvest gold. And it's got the little lines on it. And on the back, we've got like an orange grid pattern. Here we have some tickets, little tickets. And on the back, look at those little paper airplanes. That's so sweet on the green paper. And, oh, I love this. Okay, so this paper has like the lines on it, just like on a map that tell you how tall mountains and hills are. So if you look at the lines, it's like, okay, this is, when they're really close together, that means it's a really steep hill. And when they're far apart, that means it's a gradual hill. Topographic map, thanks, Sue. Like looking for those words. And we've got this black and white paper with the little, I don't know, little half arrow, I don't know, little shapes anyways. And this orange one with orange writing on it with cool shapes. Some green, it's like a little, kind of a minty green color with the orange dots on it. Well, they're kind of yellow actually. I'd say they're that harvesty yellow. And then a couple sheets of basil paper that match. That lovely yellow, the navy blue and green. And then of course it comes with the piece of chipboard paper. So that is what is in the main kit, and maybe we'll have a look quick to see what is in the Life Pages kit too before we move on. And then I've showed you all the cool stuff, and we can just move on to some scrapping. Okay, so in the Life Pages kit, ooh, fancy. Okay, I love these stamps. There's one that says, "Cool hair, don't care, off the grid, relax, this lazy life, you're so cool, make a splash. School's out for summer, poolside. Hashtag sorry, not sorry." There's a really cute marquee ampersand. You're so cool, LOL, see ya later. And it's like a license plate kind of. Making waves, hashtag awkward. Summer faves, there's some cute little hearts. So look at how sweet those are. Yeah, pretty good. And then we've got colorful little labels and tags. Like, look at these little miniature enamel dots. They're like super tiny, right? Like you can see like how small they are compared to my fingernail. Perfect little embellishment. Jeanette says, that one, sorry, not sorry, is perfect for you Canadians. Sorry, not sorry. Then we have some puppy stickers. And I love that there's arrows in there because I love to use arrows. That's something that I find can go easily onto so many different kinds of pages. There's some chipboard stickers. So there's like little labels and banners and stuff like that. There's words like good stuff, true story, everyday life, remember this, my favorites, observations. So those are great. And a packet of ephemera. There's like little sequins, and actually the little centers of the sequins are there too. So I'm like almost scared to open this because like there's little tiny pieces. Heather says, you know that our need to apologize is a stereotype, so I'm sorry about that. We got Heather Torby, fellow Canadian, in the house. And let's see, we've got the cards. Okay, so in the cards, I'll show you the large ones first. We got top 10 favorites. I'm trying to get the light on that so you can actually see it. And of course, the back is like that so that you can use it this way or that way. And then we've got a green one with a little label in the middle. This one has cute little pineapples. It says, take time to do the things that make your soul sing. And very cute. And of course, the back side is the same. And this one is like black and white with some journaling space. And this one has rainbow with the journaling space. So super cute. Heart-shaped little cross-stitch hearts. And on the back as well. Jeanette says, I have FOMO for Gossamer Blue. Absolutely. And continuing with the theme for this year, every month there's like a sheet in here in the monthly kits, the Project Life kind of style kits, and they have the little words that are in this marquee style, and that seems to be the theme for the year. So on the little cards, we've got this mermaid vibes, very cool. I spend a lot of time around pools with swimmers, with my son, with my swim team, and that was cute. You're one in a melon. Yeah, one in a melon. Cute little watermelon card. And we've got just a simple little yellow card. Let's go on an adventure together. Life is uncertain, eat dessert first. With some lovely ice cream cones on it. You are living your story, live it well. Just a little card with color. This one is just a beautiful patterned card. Look how pretty that is. Good vibes only. And this is some little hearts with a little word love on there. So pretty, easy to use that. Got some little banners up in the corner. And stripes. It's kind of like a blue and a light blue kind of color. This one says Summer Reads for the readers in the group. Oh, I saw Sue look it up at the word reading. And we got this pink stained glass design, and on the back it's like super colorful. So that's kind of fun. This one has like notebook paper with a little splash of ink in the corner. And then we've got some pineapples, some little spaces, and less Monday, more Friday. Let's sleep in. And if you look at the little sleep, you've got some eyelids blinking. So cute. And of course, it's the same. There we go, simple journaling one. And then this one has some cute little florals on it. And the ice cream cones are making an appearance again. And have courage and do the hard work. What a great motivational card. Let's just relax so we can do hard work and relax with this kid. It has it all. You are one fine apple. And find your tribe and love them hard. So there we go. Might have to save that one for next month when I go to the ScrapHappy reunion. So that's what's in the Project Life kit. And, you know, depending on how I'm feeling as I'm making my 12 by 12 page, I may steal something from that. And just put those cards in the pile. I really like the little sequins. There's like round sequins and there's star-shaped sequins, and there's multiple colors in there. I'm pretty sure I have to have a better look. Scared to open. Oh yeah, there's like red ones and gold ones and silverish ones. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, so that's what's in the kit. So now let's talk about what I'm gonna attack today, because I'm not 100% sure. I've printed off some different pictures, so I've got a few different things. But I think one idea is kind of winning out. I printed a picture of, well, I'll show you. I printed these 4 pictures, and I thought I would just put them in my Project Life book. But then I thought, oh, that's kind of copping out. Jeanette says, how many of you could create a page live? Not me. This is so great. Well, thanks, Jeanette. That's like super sweet. So, and I like to do it like where you actually kind of see the process. Like there's lots of process videos when you want to see like people speed up and kind of just get to the meat and potatoes of a layout. But for one thing about this, it kind of gives you a chance to see somebody work through the process of scrapbooking and how they make the decisions that they do. So I had printed off these 4 photos, and I thought I would just stick them on my Project Life page today, my pocket page. And so I'll start with this. So I've got a picture of my son who's in grade 11. That's his last day of school for this season. And my grade 12 son also on the last day of school. And then I have the lovely picture of them together, which is super nice and sweet. And then I have this shot. So Joe is making fun of Ryan that he has another year of school to go and he's all done. Ryan's like, oh, so sad. So I'm like, well, that's really fun. And I love that they are playful like that together. And so it kind of made it that, you know, I feel that this would almost deserve its own little thing. So I can put these other ones like into Project Life. Maybe I'll do something where they each get a page that can go into their actual albums, because they do have albums for themselves as well. And but for me, this kind of sums up that brotherly relationship, the start of that summer season, and, you know, my older son laughing at the fact that, you know, he's done school now and he won't have to go back, but Ryan does. So I'm like, that's fun. And so knowing myself, I love like the craziest, busiest patterns. I'm like instantly drawn to this one with the multicolored circles and arrows. And he is pointing, so it kind of pulls that whole theme. But, you know, if I just put this on that, it'd be like, wow, that's crazy and insane. So I'm thinking that I'm going to need something else to help tone that down a little bit. I like this yellow. I think that might be okay. Kind of like the green with the little paper airplanes. I love the topical map, graphical map. I love it for something else. Kind of like that, actually. Okay, that's really pale. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is use these arrows with this, and then I might pull in a little bit of this blue as well, just a bit. So this is kind of the palette I'm leaning towards, and maybe I'll add a little bit of green, and maybe I can use some of that with the embellishments. Just looking at these embellishments, there's some green, but there's, yeah, so we'll see. I just love that by using this paper, it lets me kind of bring in lots of different papers, lots of different colors, and we'll see kind of where that leads to. But that's kind of where I'm starting to lean to. Let's see, trimmer. So I think I'll keep this as my background paper, maybe. I don't know. It'll make it easier to do words if I pick something different. Yeah, that's way too dark. Oh, just love the papers. Oh, and I love that background too, actually. Oh, yeah, I kind of like that one. Oh, that's sad because I want to use both sides. That always happens, right? When you have a great paper, you find out that it's like, oh, I want both sides. So that happens. I'm leaning towards this teal colored side now, actually. It's looking really nice. That'll be a good base. Is that too bright? So this yellow in here does not at all match this yellow that's in the kit. If you look at these, like this one is tonally like a darker, like a deeper kind of earthier tone of yellow than this one. This is really lemony kind of a yellow. And it says you're doing a pocket page, right? Can you use both sides because you only need a little of each? I'm going to do this one as my 12 by 12 layout, and then I'm going to do like my monthly kind of summary on my pocket page. Otherwise, I totally would. And what I'm thinking is if I use a different background, I can trim off some of this to keep, and that way I can have a little piece of this as well. I'm loving both sides. It's always a challenge for me. Has anyone else made a colored Xerox? I haven't made a colored copy of the papers, but I actually heard a conversation about that just recently. I find that I can definitely fall in love with both sides. If I'm shopping for it myself and I see that I love both sides in the store, I just buy extra pieces of that paper. So sometimes I get home and I'm like, why do I have 4 sheets of this paper? And then I look at the back, so I'm like, oh, that's why. And it's funny because I did so many pages with 12 by 12, like 2 like double page layouts for years, that I almost always would buy every paper as 2. Like I'd buy 2 of them so I could use those for like a cohesive background. And it's taken a while for me to realize that that's not really how I scrapbook anymore, and I need to change the way I shop. I don't necessarily need to buy 2 of every paper that I'm going to use as a background anymore. So it's funny how those kind of transitions happen over time. Okay. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of mat this photo with this paper first. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut it straight in half as a 6-inch strip, and then I'll see if I need to trim it down from there. This gives me half of this other paper, and who knows, I might use that one on here too. And I like to kind of start with like a blank slate in my mind so that I'm not like, I like using sketches, or I used to love using sketches. I use sketches less and less and less all the time now. And what I found is that I just wasn't as inspired. I wanted to come up with that new thing. And as long as I'm not like getting stuck in the process of finding that new thing, then, you know, why not? Go ahead and find that thing that works. I think I'm just going to mat that a little bit. Yeah, I think so. And so am I going to have this on the page? He's kind of looking up. I can have this up here. I think I'm going to have it down in the lower corner, put some journaling out the side over here. So I can probably just mat this so that it's like, it's a 4x6 photo, so I'll make it a 6x8 mat piece. Okay. And then I think I'm going to do just this little shock of blue from around it, because I just think that's going to really offset it really nice. And I don't always mat everything, but sometimes I do. And when I do it, it usually looks really good. So, oh, I cut this really small. I guess I'm matting my photo with that piece if I want to. Oh, well, actually, that might be a better idea anyways. Okay. Happy accidents, guys. Happy accidents. I didn't think about my math for a second. And I ended up cutting. I could have used the other piece. Like, that would have worked, but I think I like this even better, actually. So I'm going to have it matted with my photo and then on the blue. And then here, and I wanted to see, yeah, I think this is just too many colors. I'm just trying to bring in too many colors. But I think I will use some of this yellow because that's looking great. So one thing I don't have in here is like title. There's like a couple little things, but they don't quite fit. Like maybe they'll use like as little accents. But without a title, I think this yellow, maybe teal. Just looking through some stickers that I have beside me. But I might have to go grab some other ones. Ooh, this blue paper reminds me of the color of blue they used to have years ago. teal color that they had with Stampin' Up! Years ago. Oh my gosh, it was one of my favorites. Piece of this yellow is a strip. It's gonna go. Maybe I'll do a half and half background. Kind of like the look of that. Okay. I don't know if this is the right one or if I want to use the green one. Kind of undecided, so I'll play with it. But I think I'm going to use this yellow for sure. So I'm just going to cut the 6-inch piece off of there. And I'll test that. So having it here. And then I can have some journaling and a little bit of stuff and a little cluster. Yeah, I think that works. I would like to see it on the green though. So now let's try it on the green. Kind of gives a different tone color. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, sorry, you probably were yelling at me on there like, hey, move your papers. Okay, I'll show you what I was thinking here. I'm just gonna trim the strip off here. Okay, so it's time to vote. Alice is crowdsourcing for scrapbook pages again. Oh, I should stick these together. That's what I do. We have, oh, that's an empty adhesive. Those aren't much use. Okay. So I'll stick this together and then I'll show you how it's looking. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I want to have this on this yellow. Maybe the yellow is not going to be that big. So this is option number one. I've got the green on the top, the yellow on the bottom with this blue section here, which I think is pretty striking. Like when you look at the colors, like the tones of the papers go together so perfectly. And I think that looks great. Now my other option that I'm also leaning towards, it's a little softer and it's with this other paper. Now this paper is like more of a minty green, and I'm thinking if I went this way, I would have to trim the yellow down so it's not quite as much. It would be maybe down to there on the layout. And Jeanette says, I like the first one with the darker green. And Sue says, I vote the first one too. Well, those sounds good to me. And I get to use the paper airplane paper then. And you know, it's great. Like little kids in high school throwing paper airplanes, it kind of all makes sense, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. Oh, and that just reminded me when I flipped this over that the back side of this paper with the yellow has that grid on it, with the orange grid. So I'll see if maybe I want to use a piece of that for some journaling, or if I'm going to write my journaling directly on the background, or what's kind of going to happen there. Yeah, I think it goes this way. I think this way will take the eye off of Joe, and I think he's the one that's kind of playful, so he's got to be more to this side of the photo. Okay, so a title and some journaling here. I've got happy memories that could go on there, definitely. And have a look in this little packet of labels and stuff. There's a wow #1, documented, good stuff, awesome. I'll put that one aside. That might go on here, awesome. The little things, details, snapshots, another little paper airplane, evidence of adventure, that doesn't quite fit with this, getaway, currently, love, and this was a good idea. Okay. I don't know if mocking his brother was a good idea, so I might not put that on there. Okay. Oh, am I pulling the wrong things? I totally am. I can't help it. I see all the good stuff and I'm like, oh, and this. Okay. So, these letters. Okay, I think I still need to find something for a title. If I had this shade of blue from the background, that would be my best. If I was great with my cutting machine, I would cut a title with those letters. I don't know if that's gonna happen, let's be real. Like, I can use my cutting machine to do stuff like that, but I tend to be a little lazy when it comes to that, and that's why I buy 10 million sets of thickers. So I'm gonna grab some thickers and I'll come over here and I'll thumb through some of them. Okay. So I grabbed some thickers that I thought might go. I grabbed a few different shades of blue. So this one's like a really navy. This blue is a little too bright. These ones are more teal to kind of pick up the teal. I think sparkles are, which is funny because I grabbed these sparkly ones because I thought, oh, maybe there's a good word on there. Just ever dream, wander here now. So I don't mind these. I don't know if they're perfect. These ones are kind of funky, like kid stuff. They kind of got the scribble look to them, actually. That might work. These are no. It's so funny, like trying to match blues because we have 10 million shades of blue. Kathy's here, Kathy Holiday, she says, hi everyone, sure I wish I could scrap today, but this is the closest I can get for now. Well, you're welcome. Too cute, she's barefoot. I don't wear shoes in the house in the summer either. I don't wear shoes or socks ever. Actually, in Canada, most people don't wear shoes in the house because we deal with like big, like all winter, right? You're wearing winter boots and stuff, and most people don't wear shoes in the house here. But it was really funny when I actually went down to Alabama to my father-in-law's place down there, and everybody just wears their shoes in the house. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, you don't take your shoes off? Like, what's this? It's just, yeah, that was so unusual for me because of growing up completely the other way. Yeah, so I think these black ones, they're black, they're not blue, which I think would go really good, but realistically, I'm not going to go cut a title. Every once in a while I do, and I surprise myself, and I'm like, oh, awesome. Heather says, barefoot and cleaning Painted toes, though, absolutely. I actually had a lovely pedicure just recently, so I have some lovely razzmatazz color on my toes today, so they're looking great. Okay, and I'm not entirely sure on a title, but looking at this, it's like, you know, gotta be something fun between the two of them. I might do something like, I'm done, you're not, or you have another year. I think I'm done, you're not is kind of, that sounded not bad. I don't know if it's great. I'm open to ideas. I'm always open to suggestions because, you know, that's what I do here. Is I'm like, hey, I'm going to scrapbook, but you can tell me all the great choices. So that's awesome. Yeah, so picture, I'm done and you're not, that kind of fits, right? And I'm pretty sure that, you know, that's pretty close to something that he was saying at the time. There's my rulers. I love that you could see my feet when I was walking away. That's kind of hilarious. Okay. Oh, I've actually been in these before. Huh. Is there an apostrophe in this one? No, I'm gonna have to borrow or butcher an apostrophe. Oh, there's periods. No apostrophes. Oh, usually if they have periods, they have apostrophes. I'm done. I want to use 2 apostrophes pretty much. So, Y. So, Sue says she's moving on. Ooh, what? You moving on to another project? Oh, something I missed. I'm moving on. Oh, for the title suggestion. Okay, cluing in. That was a title suggestion. I'm moving on. No. And I've got a lovely exclamation mark in this set. So I just have to figure out some apostrophes, and I think this will be good. Maybe I can borrow them from another set. Oh, I know, I can probably add them with a little thing. Oh, those aren't black though. I prefer black. I'm just sitting here. Okay, I'll have a look here. Okay, so these are pieces. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay. I'll add them and then I'll see. I think I'll stick this down right now though. So that's good. And then add some embellishment. And that looks about halfway. I'm done. You're not. Okay, I need to move this over just a little touch. It's too stuck. That'll set me up so I can add my journaling with the black too, and that'll look good. So I don't know if anybody else always sets their letters up on a ruler or something. I found for me that's like the easiest way to make sure that my letters can stay kind of straight. Oh, computer is blinging like crazy. I think I'm on too many email lists. I'm done. You're not. I almost need like one that says na 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 boo boo, because that's that's pretty much what was going on there. So. And I'm just leaving like a tiny gap for an apostrophe as I figure that out. So I think a little black enamel dot, if I had one, would be good, and then I could just add a little tail on it. Oh, actually these ones do have little black enamel dots there. Yeah, they're sitting right there. I'm gonna add a little black enamel dot, and with my little pen, I'll just add a little tail on them, and those will be my apostrophes. Now, I don't really expect these thickers to stay down. They're probably not going to, because they're thickers, and you know, we all know thickers. They're so cute, but they don't stick. So. So I'm going to draw the little tail and there's the enamel dot on it. Okay. So maybe on one of those little tags, I'll add like a nana nana boo boo or something. So there we go. I've got the title. I'm done. You're not. It's all spelled right, right? You are. You're not. Okay. So that looks good. You can put nana nana boo boo in type strokes. Perfect. Oh, see, we're on the same wavelength. I hadn't looked up yet. Perfect. Okay, so a little bit of journaling will go here, and now I can add a little bit of embellishment. So let's have a look. There's this awesome, which I want to use on here. The little things, I don't know about that. Maybe I would bring this paper airplane, but it's like going kind of, oh, I could use it down here, I guess. Snapshots. It's too colorful. Doesn't look great anymore. Okay. So there's a little banner that says totally awesome. I'm peeling it out with the sticker stuff like still in the back so I can move it around on the page. And I'll play with that. And I think I might like this dot a little bit better with the paper airplane actually. Remember this? Sure, I could probably choose that one too. And I think that's probably all for those. In the little puffy things, I've got, there's a hashtag, there's little arrows. Might bring some of these little arrows into here since those are cute. I think these are for the other set. I can bundle them. Okay. Let's have a look at that stamp set that came with this set. Where did I set it? Oh, and I've got the washi tape too. Good, I can use that in making my layers. There we go. Oh, and I had these ones too. Okay, I need to open this up and look because I think there might be something on this banner. Oh, there's some tape on here. So yeah, yesterday for our ScrapHappy hour, we chatted with Tori Bissell and we kind of talked about motivations and fears. Love this so much. Yep. Perfect. That little yellow star there. Brings in that. Snippets of everyday life. I think I can sneak that on here. I don't think I use stamps often enough, so when I have all the kit in front of me, it's like, oh yeah, I should just use this little stamp. What will I do with the photos that I didn't put into the spread? I'm going to actually put the two of them together. I'm going to put into my Project Life kind of book, so I have that kind of as part of the overall thing. And because like the Project Life that I'm doing, like I don't necessarily use the Project Life kind of rules or whatever. I've kind of created my own way about it. But I put together the layouts and it kind of shows me the stuff that maybe I'm not making big scrapbook pages about. This one cracks me up. So I'm like, I've got to, you know, kind of share the fun of that moment. And then the pictures of them individually, I'd like to do up a quick little page to put into each of their albums to kind of mark the end of the year. And maybe I'll actually print up a picture with them from the beginning of the year and the end of the year, because I know I took photos of them on the first day of school this year. So that would be kind of a fun thing to kind of look and see some of the changes over the year. Okay, so I'm just opening up the little labels and stuff. And so there's some cute little tags in here and some little labels. So just looking to see if there's one that I'll write like Nana Nana Boo Boo on. Because, you know, how can you just not? It almost needs to be bigger than this. I wish one of these big ones. Oh, this color. I don't want to introduce too many colors now that I've kind of picked like this blue and green and yellow kind of theme. So I'm trying not to introduce like the orange and like some of the other colors into the page. So that's something that I'm kind of playing with as I go through here. But maybe I'll do, I bet you one of the other kits has a better color in one of their labels. I have that one. I thought I saw one sitting here. Oh no, that was something else. That wasn't my kit. Where did I put the leftovers from my kit? Okay, put them back in the box. Okay. Some more stuff there. Okay, a little bit of washi tape maybe. Okay, let's create little embellishment clusters. Open these up so I can peel them off too. Yeah, this would be good if it was bigger. Like this one. Okay, that's cute. So I think I'll do these together. So on the straight one, can you see here? So no, so I'm on camera again. Sorry guys. There, it's a little bit better. Okay, almost. Okay, Moving far away from the camera. Okay, so then I've got like a little straight banner, and then I've got a little round banner. And I think I'll get like the nana nana on the one and then boo boo kind of on the other. And I'll have those like right here underneath this. And I'm just wondering if I have like little letters that I should put on there, or if I'm just going to write it. I'm sure I have little letters. Oh, got the ones in here probably. I pull these out all the time. They're Teresa Collins alpha sticker sheets. They're the best things that I've ever got. And Rochelle says, hello group, I'm a little late to the party, welcome. Yeah, we haven't done our draw yet either. I usually do it after I do my 12 by 12 page and then I do the draw. So yeah, haven't missed out yet. Nah. Okay. I had to think like how many nanas am I creating here? So put these stickers in there. Yeah, they're making this pretty easy. That's fun. I like easy. Oh, that's hilarious. I don't know if you guys could hear that. I bet I could hear my son making crazy noises downstairs. You just don't expect that when they're 16 years old, like when they're like little. Oh, you've got, oh. Slide it to your left a little bit more. My left, thank you. And na boo-hoo. I like that. Oh, and I didn't even do H. I just said na, N-A, na. Yeah, I don't expect that. I was not happy this morning. I got home to my house and my 18-year-old had parked in my parking spot. And that's not allowed. And he's done this before. So he was unhappily awoken. And yeah, I'm sure we're going to have to discuss that a little bit later. But he had the cold shower of death this morning. Great big bucket of water dumped on him because, you know, he's pulled it on me before. He's been warned. It's not happening. And I had to walk in the rain because I get to park in my garage in my spot. And he's not allowed to park in it. So, yeah, this morning is off to a great start. Yeah, he did get nana boo-hooed. But then he was up and he was in the shower, so wasn't that good? It's like, oh, you can only tell him so many times, and then you need to have consequences for those actions. And today he faced some consequences. Okay, so I'd really like to put this on here with a staple, just looking at it, but there's my mini attacher. So I'm gonna just lift this off and attach this on. I'll put a little adhesive on it too, because, you know, that way it's gonna not wiggle around and move, but I'm gonna with my tiny attacher, I can pop this off and put a little staple on it. Oh, what happened there? Am I out of staple? Oh no, it's this thing again. staples now. They disappear on me. Ugh. It's the second time I've lost them in my bag. Okay. Lost all my little staples. Okay. I'll have to grab my other stapler. Oh, this. Oh, I found my mini staples. Okay. So as chaotic as my room feels, when I can reach over and say, oh, here's my mini staples, it makes me not feel so bad about my space. Maybe that's a bad thing, but you know, as long as you can find your stuff, it's not bad, right? But yeah, my space is good and ready for a good overhaul. There, that's cute. Good. Let's stick that one on. Little staples all over my desk. Once they stay there, don't end up under my feet. A little bit of pop tape to have that handy. See some here. It's rearranging. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some pop-up tape. Cleaning is therapeutic, Heather. That's what Sue says. So cleaning is good. That's why I'm cleaning a year of just dropping stuff where it lay. I'm glad I'm done classes for now. Yeah, Heather said that she had her last class, wasn't a last exam. She said, I can make it to almost all of our events this week, but there was one where she had, was it child psychology? I think that was what she mentioned. Cleaning is therapeutic. And she says, yeah, I found a bunch of stuff that I forgot that I have. Oh, exam was yesterday for child psychology, and she has the practical. Okay, so nana nana boo boo. That's going on here. And now I have space for my journaling. I've got these little pieces. I've got the awesome, totally, love this so much, totally awesome, and cool. Use this stapler on there, and I'm gonna need, ooh, this one's a little thick, some tape to attach this rubber. The rubber ones can be tricky to get to stick, but if you use staples on them, it's an awesome trick. So I'm curious to know, like, is anybody scrapbooking alongside me? It looks like Sue's getting creative, and I'd say that Jeanette is getting creative. If at any point you want to like show us what you're working on, that would be totally fantastic. Okay. Oh, now I'm having trouble peeling the backs off. There we go. Okay, a little paper airplane. And then I want to bump this one up too. And Jeanette says, I'm filling out my bullet journal for July. Okay, I saw like a little sneak peek photo of that. So that was cool. And Heather says, you do not want to see my desk. So I know the feeling. Know the feeling. Also, I was kind of sad yesterday. I stopped at the grocery store and I had to run in and just pick up a couple things. And I thought, oh, I'll stop in their garden center. They had all their perennials on like for a really great sale. No, not perennials, annuals on a really great sale. And I thought, you know, I still have plenty of time to enjoy those. So I thought, okay, well, I'll pick those up as soon as I'm done my grocery shopping. I finished the grocery shopping. It was like maybe in the store for 20 minutes. I come back out and they had just closed the garden center. So, like, go figure. Oh, Sue says, I'm not actually scrapping. I haven't created my vision board yet for the year. And it's the end of June. Ugh. Yesterday during Scrap Happy Hour, I started ripping out pages from magazines. And today I'm finishing that. And now I've moved on to cutting out the pics. It's awesome. Well, I'm super curious to see that. So I hope at some point you'll share a picture or something, or, you know, you're welcome to show us what that is. And like, I'd love to hear more about that because I don't know many people that do vision boards for themselves. So I think that's a whole curious thing. So if you wanted to like even come on and tell us a little bit about that, I'm keen on knowing more. So I can show you the two hanging on my wall right now. Oh, that'd be wonderful. See, this is great because we kind of get to have a peek into so many different things. Awesome. I'm trying to put that there. It's not working. Oh, I know. Maybe we can wash it. Nope, just not feeling it. Oh, I like the stars though. Should try to put a little. Oh, it's yellow. I kind of have to put it up here. Okay. Rochelle says, Amazon just delivered the new Outlander novella book. And she's skimming through the pages. What's up, Brian?
Can I pass you that over just for a couple hours?
If they come after noon.
After noon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay, let's have a look here. I'm going to add a little bit of this yellow star washi tape up at the top here. And
I see Sue showing her vision board.
Okay, let's unmute her and
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna mute me.
There we go. Oh, do you have audio, Sue?
I do. Why is it backwards? What?
It looks backwards to you, but it looks right to us. Like we can read.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. So I do this with Allie Edwards' One Little Word. So this is my focus board from last year, and this one is my. Let's see. Trying to hold up my laptop. This is my embrace board. This is like harder than it seems. Holding up my laptop, trying to get it. There we go. My embrace board from two years ago, and basically it's just they're up above my computer table where I can see them all the time, and basically it's to keep your word for the year visible all year long. So this year funny enough, whatever, my word is create, and I still haven't got my vision board for this year created. So, yeah, every month I'm like, I need to do my vision board, which is actually my favorite prompt from the year of the one little word class thing that Ali Edwards does. It's my favorite prompt all year long, cutting up the magazines and Mod Podging it to the canvas. And yeah, every month I'm like, I gotta get that done. So the other day I told my husband, I have got to get that done. It's the end of June, because I like having them up to look at in my studio. So yesterday when it was ScrapHappy, I was like, oh, I could sit and go through magazines while that's on. And so today I'm cutting.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. That's super good. I love seeing like how people use that kind of inspiration and just to how you bring that into your life, so it's like right there in your space, and just like even creating it really helps to set that intention. So that's really cool. I've never done a vision board, but when I thought about the idea, it seems like a cool idea, but then I'm like, oh well, I'd rather do, and I come up with these other things that I just feel that I'd rather do instead. But at the same time, like those other things might not be giving me that kind of direction and focus that vision board helps to bring. So yeah, that's really neat. And Jeanette says she's working on her bullet journal. I am going to add a little bit of journaling to this page, and I think maybe a couple little embellishments here and there, but overall this thing is pretty close to being done. Oh yeah, I wanted to add that one stance. It's an everyday life. It just cracks me up just thinking of that. And, okay, so that's really big. Here. Do I have scrap of paper? Yes. Hotel notepad. And just add this on the side. Perfect. That looks good. And there's a little hearts that I'm adding with these little puppy stickers. That's good. I'm going to add one of these arrows on here. And over at that. That makes me laugh. Good. So I think for my embellishments, I think I'm pretty close to sorted. Now, was there like little enamel dots here? These ones. Let's have a look. There's some gray ones. Maybe I'll add a couple more little stars. I've used a few stars here and there. And got some gray stars here. There, that feels pretty pretty good, I think, as far as embellishing goes. So that looks good. And now just some journaling. So I think I've almost used like something from every category on here, because I've used some of the labels and tags pieces. I used the stamps. I've used the rubber embellishments. I've got a couple of those on here. I've got puffy stickers. I've got some of the enamel shapes, some of the chipboard stickers. I stamped a little piece on there. So yeah, overall, I think I did pretty good as far as using several things. I've got 3 different kinds of pattern paper plus a piece of cardstock. And now I just need a little journaling. Oh, that's not the pen. There we go. Here we go. So I'm going to be probably quiet for a second because I'm migrate. I do it all the time, right? I need to go the other way. Move over, Alice, move over. Red Rover. Let Alice move over. Okay. And a few lines on here. I prefer to do my journaling onto lines that are added, because otherwise I cannot keep a straight line to save my life. It's like super awful. Okay, I think it's gonna have to go further down than this, but I can add some more. All right. Okay, there we go. So I've added the journaling and I'll show this off now. Okay, so we can see we got all the stuff on here. We've got 3 different kinds of the pattern paper from the kit and some of the cardstock. I've used some of the labels. This is also from the labels or the tags kind of packet. There's like rubber pieces, like this one that says "Love this so much," and this little stars from the rubber pieces. We've got some of the chipboard pieces, totally awesome. This little airplane is from the chipboard. We've got some of the puffy stickers, like the arrow. These little heart pieces are from there. Those little stars are from the enamel embellishments. And what's that get, right? Oh, and there's some piece of the washi tape on there too. And so the title says, "I'm done, you're not." I've created my own little apostrophes. I drew the little tails on a little black enamel dot for those. And the journaling says, "On the last day of classes, we did our ritual, stand on the steps, photos. Ryan is finishing grade 11 and Joe is finishing grade 12. This is his last year. He thought it would be fun to make fun of his brother because he has to go back in the fall and Joe doesn't. Nana nana boo boo." So that was fun. And Jeanette says, "Oh, I love it. And those stickers are cool." Yeah, I've been saving them for something. And I don't know, it just felt like teenage boys. That was kind of like perfect letters for that. Sue says, "Looks great. And it's a great way to use all the stuff from the kit." Okay, so that means we are at a very exciting moment in our day here, and we get to draw for a Gossamer Blue Life Pages kit. So that's super fun. I've got to have a look here. Oh, what did I do here? I'm testing things, guys. Oh, here it is. Manage participants. So, okay, so we have 8 people on here right now, and I will pull my laptop out and pull up the random number generator. Random number generator, and we'll pick a number from 1 to 8, and I will generate that up, and it says 6. So let's see who's number 6 on the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sharon Wilcox, you are our winner. So Sharon Wilcox, cancel. So you're our winner for today, and congratulations to Sharon. Sharon, I need to have you email me at alice@alicebowl.com. Let me type that in here. Yeah, that's not my name. Oh, that is not my name either. Okay. At alicebowl.com, and just write down Gossamer Blue winner in the subject line, and I will need your mailing address and like a physical address so that Lori can send you the Life Pages kit for the month. So congratulations. Congratulations to Sharon. So don't forget to mail me. This is, yeah, Alice@alicebowl. She says, "Will do." Perfect. So that is my first page. I'll just put this up on here, and that's going to be on display. And I'll do a quick little pick up of some of these pieces that I have out. I might want to use some of them with my next project. We'll see. But that's the great thing, is I can do that. I have both of the kits. I actually order like the one kit myself every month, and then Lori is super sweet and she sends me the Life Pages kit so that I can use it in this Scrapbook Live event. So that's nice of her, and then she provides an extra one for our winner. Put those back so that I know where to find them next time. Okay. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I've got going on for a Life Pages kind of kit or Life pages thing for today. And I thought I was going to do one thing, and I think I'm going to do something else with sizing, because I'm going to save these pictures of my boys, like the individual shots, for their own albums. I'm going to include just that nice sweet one of them together on the last day of school. And then I think for this, I need a different size page than what I took out, because I want something different than I thought I did. So I'm gonna go grab another one. And actually, maybe I'll wheel the thing over and I'll show you my storage that I use for those. Okay. I put this right there, you can see it, right? Okay, so a couple, many years ago, oh, Jeanette says she's got to go. Oh, she has an appointment. Oh, thanks so much for being here, Jeanette. Many years ago, I got this container for storing my cardstock, and it has great big 12 by 12 files in it. So they fit 12 by 12 paper. So that's super good. And with this, I decided that it would be nice to have a system to sort out my to sort out all of my page protectors. And there's so many different kinds of page protectors now, and because I like playing with so many different types of products, and I like creating different sizes of pages, and I like using so many different products, I needed a better system than a stack in a drawer that was like digging through it and trying to find things. So I recently repurposed this rolling cart that I wasn't using, and I was able to create storage for all of my different sizes of pages. So I kind of just described them a little bit on the tab. So like this one says 12 by 12, all horizontal, and 12 by 12, all vertical, 12 by 12 with 3 vertical at the top, 12 by 12 with 4 vertical, and various things like that. So I've kind of based it off of the number of 4 by 6 pieces is kind of how I've described them as much as possible. And this one like says 12 by 12 with 4 vertical and a square. And I think that's not what I want for today. I need ones that have some horizontal, and then I think that I want more horizontals. Horizontal. I want more that are just the so I'll use one of these. It's got some horizontal pieces and a few vertical ones on it. So that's going to be my second page. So I'll show you what I have to work with. I've printed off pictures that will kind of fit with some of this, and some of it might go on the other page. Okay, so I've got a picture of my son with his coach at the recent awards night, and him with all of his prizes from awards night. What's really fun in this picture is that these are actual little records, and they actually wrote his records, his club records, on the records. So that was kind of a really fun thing. I'm like, ooh, somebody might not be a scrapbooker, but they've got hidden talent. And I've got this picture with my 2 boys together. So that's kind of filled up a lot of my big pockets, which is kind of sad, but I think that that'll be fine because I'll have the opposite page to go with it. And I printed some of these smaller. I almost think I might want to reprint a couple of these photos bigger, but we'll see. We'll kind of see as we go. The other thing that I really wanted to include on here are these pictures. My husband recently lost his great uncle, and he has lots of fond memories of him, so I thought it would be really good to make sure I include some of that on the page. And his dad had actually wrote a really touching post on Facebook, so I actually printed off, hard to see, I printed off his post. It was like very long, and I just took screen captures of it so that I could include that onto my page here and have this information about his great uncle on the page. So maybe this page will end up more of a tribute to him. I don't know if I want to keep all of the journaling across the whole page, or just add like a little flip maybe so that you can kind of flip through it rather than make the whole page about that. So I'm a little bit undecided as far as that. I want to add a little bit more pretty stuff, and I'm feeling like this page is a little bit too photo-centric right now. It's got too many photos, and I need to have, well, I need to have room for writing, and I need to have room to put other stuff. So I think that a couple of these photos could be printed bigger, so I could have them maybe over here and condense this into some smaller space. So that's kind of what I'm leaning for there. So that's the plan, kind of. And yeah, if I have to print more photos, that hopefully won't be a problem. I know my printer's running low on ink, but I haven't actually done the whole print extra photos. Well, I've done this, but that's something that happens to me quite often when I do these kind of layouts. So one of my strategies for pocket pages is to do one page that has large vertical photos and one page that has large horizontal photos, so that as I go across the page and I have pictures that I really want to focus on, I make those pictures the 4x6s, and then any kind of like embellishing photos I put as smaller, like little 4x6, like the little 2x3s. So that's kind of what I do there with that. So I think the next step is to grab the paper trimmer and trim apart some of this stuff. And I think here, this photo, it printed square because it downloaded square, but I think I would put it into one of the 2x3 pockets. So I will trim this photo into a 2x3. Oh, a 3x4, and I've trimmed it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to mat it now because I messed up in my math. 2x3, not 3x4. Okay, but that's okay because now I'll have space with a little card so I can add a few words. So the cards that I have in these smaller cards, like they're very fun and very vibrant, and like I think some of these might be hard for dealing with this section, but that's going to be a small section of the page, and I think I can use something like let's just relax and cover that up. And then I have got this card that might not fit for everything, and it's just a simple card to use. Yeah, I could maybe even use this one here because it has white space to add words. No, I don't like that as much. Okay. Yep, I think we'll do that, and I'll just cover. Oh, see, that's totally perfect. Once I put that on there, it's covered up. I've got space to add a little note on the bottom. And so just looking at the overall effect of the page, like I still want my pocket pages to be pretty, but pretty isn't necessarily like the focus. It's more about telling little stories that might not be told on a bigger layout, because they might not be a big enough story that I feel like I need to create a large layout for them. But when it comes down to it, those are like the little connecting stories of our life. And so it's, I've loved doing the pocket pages to tell those kinds of stories. And I find that a lot of what I include in here are the things that I take screen captures of when, you know, I'm on my phone. I end up taking screen captures of little things I find online, and little conversations from text messages, or when people travel, I use my Find My Friends app for my husband or my kids. And I think that those kinds of little things, as I've added them to my scrapbooking, it just kind of fulfills our story just a little bit more. And so I've really, really liked that. So when I take my screen captures, I try to overlap like the last sentence or two sentences. I'm never sure if I'm going to make like a big long strip of them, so I've done that before. And sometimes I don't do a big strip. I do something that's smaller, but it still gives me different options. And it's easier to put them in order afterwards. Okay. So here's my flip flaps. These are the little tiny 3x4 ones. And these are from Close to My Heart. And they just have like a little peel and stick tab that you pull off, and then you can add them to the page. So they work really awesome for adding a little extra to a page. There. And I'm gonna need like just a little bit of cardstock to go with this. I think I'll use this green. Change the other kit. Good. Okay, so I'm going to need another strip of this to make it fit. Okay, and with 4 pieces, I'm gonna have to figure out how I want this laid out. So maybe 2 parts of the story with a photo on top, and 2 parts of the story finishing on the next flap, I think, is what might make the easiest or make the most sense for this. Okay, let's put these on strips and I'll cut them. Four and four. Okay, this though. Here. I'm going to trim this down a little bit so you can see a little bit of the green. And I think, like, if you've done pocket pages and you're not, like, a big fan, they can take a while to kind of get the feel for them. Now that I've been doing them for a while, I find that, you know, maybe they're not as fast for me to put together quite as a regular scrapbook page, but, you know, I'm seeing the benefit as I flip through those pocket pages and see the stories that are in there. That's kind of made me feel really determined to kind of stay on top of it. And of course, like, not every story is going to get into the books. Like, that's just life. I can't include everything, but I hit so many highlights in there. And I do use photos that I put into my regular books as well, because it kind of almost gives you the timeline of where those other stories fit. And I think that that's a really cool thing. Okay, so this is good. Good. And, you know, it's for including, like, these stories with my husband's, you know, great uncle. Like, I don't really have stories of him, but I've heard so many stories. Sue says, I always chuckle when Alice says pocket pages take longer. I use them because I go faster with them. And I think, like, now I do, but when I started, it was like, I'd stress about having photos in the right sizes, and I didn't feel like I had anything that was the right sizes. And I've seen a lot of conversations where people just feel that they struggle so much with those pocket photos, and I'm like, that's not the idea. These are supposed to make things easier, and it's crazy if, you know, if they're not making it easier for us. But yeah, it's you're right, Sue. It's supposed to be faster. It's supposed to be easier. That's the whole intention behind them. But yeah, I just having discussions with scrapbookers, like, you know, I find that people love them or hate them, and the people that hate them have often tried them and just struggled to make them feel like they work for them. The great thing about including, like, texts that have journaling and stuff on them is that you don't actually have to do the journaling then. So it's a little bit like cheating, but, you know, it's cheating in a really good way. So that's a fun one. And this would be good to have this record in our books. Facebook is funny because I find that people share stuff on Facebook, and then because they've shared it on Facebook, they don't feel that there's anything else that needs to be done with that. You know, and it's just like Facebook is so temporary. Like, it's still there, and I love the fact that they have those Facebook memories. Like, 9 years ago, this was the post, and 7 years ago, and you see all of those things, and I think they're wonderful. But, you know, at any time, that stuff could all just be gone, and then you don't have any of those memories. So I'm really glad that, you know, I still have scrapbooking to kind of help get through all of that and make sure that I don't have any of that stuff lost. Okay, so here's what I've started with. I've got the 2 cards, and I've got, these are the photos that he had featured on his thing. And so this is a photo of a photo, yes, and that is a photo of them visiting with him. And then I've included all the words in here. So the story goes here, here, here. So I think it kind of makes sense. And that kind of wraps it up. It looks pretty from the outside, and it's easy to see that there's more underneath with the flaps so that you can kind of have a peek through and have a look. And then I've got this card that I've created here, and I think I might do like a little card here beside it. It will look like there's 4 separate cards, but I'll mount them on another sheet just so that it kind of ties kind of ties this whole piece together. So this should be 6 inches wide. Oh, it's a little bit wider. Just take 4 off of there. Okay, so that's going to go onto here, and I will do a little tribute to him on here. I might need to look up some of that information too, but at least I have everything kind of in the right place. And, you know, going back, like my kids, they've only met Uncle Eugene, I think, once, but because they've heard the stories, when they look back at this, it'll kind of make that a little bit more real for them too. And there we go. So that's the start of this. I think I would like this picture with the coach to be printed smaller. There's a vertical one for over here, maybe. Actually, I'll just cut it and rather than print it. That'll be fine. There, I can add some more information there. And I can take that one out for now. This is his team. I should have printed that other one. First day school photo. So I took this photo as a selfie on when the kids came back from their last day of classes. And it is like super blurry and awful. Like, it's a terrible photo. My son has his eyes closed, but I didn't notice. And, you know, I think it's just that moment where they're like, yay, school's out. And I just wanted to still capture that. So I'm going to include this super blurry photo on my page, and I think that's totally okay to do. Let's see here. So this is June, and technically this great uncle passed away in May, but my May page is done, so I'm adding it now because it kind of happened all close together. And I think that that's totally fine. This will give me more space for journaling. And use that one there for more journaling. Okay, let's pull those out. Okay, so I need some journaling pieces for this other page. And let's see, where's all those? Oh, there. Little squares. So once I've started laying this down, I can see I've kind of got a little bit of color stuff going on. And I just need some more to write. This one says summer reads, but I could easily cover that since this isn't about reading. Although I like this one maybe instead, a little bit brighter. Good vibes. You are living your story, live it well. Maybe add a little bit of that in there. Okay, I think that's probably going to be all the cards that I'm going to need for this page. Although maybe I need another one for here actually. I'm not going to do another photo. I have more photos actually. Let's see. Okay, good. So on this top favorites, I'm going to, oh, shoot. Okay, let's set one page. Might reprint that one and add some journaling here. And possibly this one, so let's tuck it in there. Okay, so I've got this one kind of as a work in progress. And then I have this one here ready to kind of put together. And on this page that says top 10 favorites, I'm not going to really do favorites on here, but I will just like use those lines as journaling to talk about the photos on that page. Let's try to just do it all. There we go. And all the journaling ones, just keep those out. Good. So by tucking them all in there, I can see what spaces I still have to fill. And what I still have room for photos. So I've got more photos here too. Let's see which ones are going to make the cut. Good. Oh, maybe I'll do a little flip-flop of these, and that will allow me to include the ugly photo, but maybe not on front, but still have it underneath, and I can kind of say, whoops, that's a crappy photo. Sometimes that happens, right? And sometimes that's the only photo. And to me, like, I can see the expressions on her face enough to say, hey, that's kind of fun. And I'd rather use a crappy but fun photo than no photo sometimes. So there you go. Okay, so this and this can go into those pockets. And then I can start adding some finishing touches. I'll put that upside down. No, I did good. That one's going to go in there. Oh, that's just on the other pocket. Good. And words. Cool. So that is the next step. We'll add the journaling to some of these. Awards night, end of school. Okay. So I think with journaling, I'm going to have to leave that because I think I'm going to look up a few things. But I'm going to use some of these little enamel shapes and use some of these other little pieces to add to it. Really wish they'd give us like little numbers on these. That would be super fun and handy. So word out to Gossamer Blue, give me numbers. Teacher says, I think if the photo isn't perfect, I remember the moment more. Probably just me. That's a cool perspective. It's like, it was just so good that we couldn't even get a good shot, but you really remember it. Okay. I'm going to add this to the outside. I don't often add stuff to the outside, but I really wanted to add something on here. And I think that will look good on there. And I'll add some words on top of that. Those little, so I've got these lovely little sequins, which I'm going to spill out here now so I can have a dig through. There's like silver stars, and there's gold and silver and red sequins. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so that looks good. And put this one here. I'm going to reprint this photo bigger, I think, and add a little bit of journaling. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you go, and I'll finish it up, and I'll have the replay video up. And when I have the replay video, I will have the pictures of the completed layouts, so you can have a peek at all of the stuff and how I've used the rest of the embellishments. But I find that now that I'm in the planning process of it, you kind of see how the page comes together, and then after that, it's like just adding a little bit of journaling, and then the embellishments kind of fit around the journaling. So that's it for today. So I've done this layout. I'm done, and you're not. Nana boo boo. And that was awesome with the main kit, main scrapbooking kit, and then the pages using the Life Pages kit, and the little embellishments will be included in that. But I want to just say thank you so much for joining me for this live scrapbooking. And if you have enjoyed being here for this, then I'm so grateful that you were here. I do have, I lead the ScrapHappy membership group, and you may have noticed I'm good friends with a bunch of the gals in here, and they are part of the ScrapHappy membership group. And it's a group where we do different things online. So we have a ScrapHappy hour once a month where we meet online and talk about scrappy things. And yesterday we had our happy hour, and we had our guest, Tori Bissell, joined us and talked to us about, you know, struggles in scrapbooking and overcoming obstacles with that for her. I actually have a planning session that I do, which is not a ScrapHappy event, on Thursday this week. And during the plan session, I have a special guest, Stacey Harrington, coming, and we're specifically going to be talking about obstacles. Like, it's talking about planning, and I'd love to know kind of how she has worked with planning and worked with scrapbooking and tried to fit creativeness into her life with an injury. So she's had surgery on both of her wrists, both of her hands have had surgery, and she has had a hard time with recovery. And so she's had different gadgets, and I'd like to know how she's been documenting during this time, and just kind of coping skills, and what it's like to take a break from doing something that you really love. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that and the strategies she's used, which I think comes in handy for everybody, because no matter what, like, there's different times in your life where you face a little bit of a struggle, and it's good to kind of say, well, you know, this person did this to kind of get through that. Is there something like that that I could try? So that's going to be on Thursday. If you're interested, you just have to go to scrapbookwonderland.com/plan and sign up for the email list for that, because that's where you'll get the invite to the event. So that's scrapbookwonderland.com/plan. And if you've signed up for that list before, then you're already on the list, and you'll receive the notifications for the invite for that. And don't forget, ScrapHappy members, we have our movie night tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting. So lots of good things happening, and if you're interested in learning more about our ScrapHappy group, I'm happy to answer more questions and tell you all about it. You can pop over to scraphappy.org and, you know, just look on the info page about what we do in our group, and I think that that's really fun. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Congratulations to Sharon Wilcox, our winner of the Gossamer Blue kit, and thank you to Gossamer Blue for being such a fabulous sponsor for our Scrapbook Live events. I hope everybody has a fabulous day, and happy scrapping!